Hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. Today I have a haul for you, as promised. I had told you that I'll release it next week, and I tried to film as much as I could because I did edit some previous videos and I wanted that to roll on Monday, but then I was like, let me somehow manage to film all of these, and you're gonna see some back-to-back hauls which I think was highly due. These are all brand new perfumes that are trending right now. I want to give you my honest opinion, what I think about these perfumes, because they are viral right now. Everybody has been raving about them, and I wanted to see for myself if these perfumes are worth it or not. So let's start with the first one, and let's start strong. This is the Eclaire from Lattafa. So that's the bottle. It's a very regular packaging, except for the sleeve is I think, yeah, it kind of comes off, but you don't need to take that off to get to the bottle. And then inside, it's just, don't rely on the cap being tight. Okay, so let me hold it from down here. That's your bottle. Now, do I like this bottle? Absolutely not. I do not like this bottle. It's kind of you know what? It's nice, but maybe it's just not my type. It's a nice bottle. Besides the cap being extremely loose, that's all right. It's just plastic. Everything is plastic. There's no metal at all. And what does it smell like? It's supposed to smell like your Bianco Latte. So every brand is making their version of Bianco Latte. Now I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison. So I've been ordering these samples, of original perfumes, and I had ordered the Bianco Latte a long time ago, and I am absolutely in love with this perfume. Let's say your Eclair is on this side and your Bianco Latte on the other. Now I want to do a side-by-side comparison of equal sprays, 2 sprays of this, 2 sprays of this. Frankly speaking, they're the exact same perfume. I mean, I'm not even joking. It's the exact same perfume. It opens exactly the same. The middle notes are the same. And we're going to see the dry down very, very soon. Now, I can tell you one difference is that Bianco Latte will last you 24 hours. Literally, if you spray it the previous night and next day, you'll still smell it on yourself. And you're going to smell it pretty decently. This, on the other hand, Eclair, it'll be there, but not more than 6 hours. I would give it 6 hours max. After that, it's a very faint impression of a perfume. Now, because it's a brand new perfume, I'm going to give it the benefit of doubt and say that this is in need of maceration. It needs to get macerated, and once it's fully macerated, it'll perhaps perform better. But as of now, the smell is exactly the same. The best part is in Dubai, it's being sold only for $35 as opposed to Bianco Latte, which is in hundreds of dollars. The notes are the top notes of caramel, milk, and sugar, middle notes of white flowers and honey, and the base notes of vanilla, praline, and musk. This is a stunning fragrance if you like gourmand fragrances. If you like Bianco Latte, this is not going to be a very difficult decision for you. It smells like a toffee. That's why it's called Eclair. Okay, so we have this. I know Eclair is that long thing, right? I'm assuming it's a Parisian dessert, but back home we have these eclairs made by Cadbury's, and it's like a toffee. And it smells just like toffee. I'm sure everyone knows how toffee smells like, right? It's the same. Bianco Latte smells like toffee, so does Eclair. Now, both of them, even in dry down, are almost the same. Bianco Latte, I guess it gets a little bit more milky as opposed to this one, which gets a little bit more toffee. It's you can barely notice it. It's such a small, minor difference that in the air or even side by side, you can't really make out the difference. If you're forcefully trying to be oh, let me be super skeptical and see what it smells like in the dried out, it's barely a 1% of a difference. So I would say this is a very successful dupe of Bianco Latte. Initially, when I had sprayed this perfume, and I think I had messaged a lot of y'all because a lot of y'all had asked me what do you think of this one, and I wasn't very happy with it because first of all, the longevity was super poor. But within a week or week and a half that I've had this perfume, it's changed a lot. So let the perfume air, yeah, a little bit. And maybe after 2-3 weeks more, this will probably perform better. Right now, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because I don't want to give more than 9 to anything that's duping another perfume Like it's spot on. It's like exactly the same. Okay. Now the thing is that you're paying barely any money for Eclair. So even if it's performing not so well, I think you can go ahead and spray it again and again and refresh it throughout the day and not pay Bianco Latte's price. At the same time, I feel bad for brands which are like, you know, they make a perfume, it becomes famous, and then you have dupe houses like copying them, but you can't avoid that. That's just the market, right? I'm here to review the Middle Eastern perfumes, and this perfume is perfectly duping Bianco Latte. And the celebrity that came to my mind instantly was Chloe Moretz. I don't know why. It's just, when I look at her, I feel that two celebrities, when I look at them, I feel like they smell gourmand. Chloe Moretz, I'll put her full name, I've forgotten her name to be honest with you. She looks like she would smell gourmand, and for some reason, I feel Taraji P. Henson, she also would smell very gourmand. Next, we have one from the house of Paris Corner. Today is the day of dupes. Seriously, it's like, it's insane how close these perfumes are to the originals. And this is Bayn Al Asrar, which everybody again was asking me to review because it's supposed to be the spot on dupe for Guidance. Now let me put the bottle back. So that's how it looks like, the box. It looks like a book, and when you open it, it also is like a book, and then you flip the pages, and then you actually have the bottle. It tells you the notes right off. Like, I like the whole fact that they've written like a whole story about the thingy. It's like an experience. Like, the packaging is like beautiful. I quite like it. It has a whole prologue. I'm not going to read it because it's really long. Then it is the secret story of Bayn Al Asrar. And then you have the notes, which are like the top notes of nashi pear, pink pepper, and olibanum. Middle notes of saffron, jasmine sambac, teff rose, and hazelnut. And the base notes of sandalwood, vanilla, amber, and musk. And then you have this gorgeous bottle. I quite like this bottle because it's not just pink. If you can notice, like, the bottom is actually like lavender, and then the bottle is like pink. So the packaging is like very stunning. The cap is actually heavy because it's metal, not plastic. And the bottle itself like feels really good in the hand. And I feel it'll look very nice on the vanity. Now, I also have Guidance. This cost me a bomb. This 10 ml cost me quite a bit of money, but I don't mind because I was very interested in knowing how Guidance smells like. I'm going to spray 2 sprays and I'll let you know why. I think you already know why. In the beginning, the smell of Bayn Al Asrar, it smells like something has gone bad. But wait, just wait for, let's say, around 2 minutes and let that initial something gone bad perfume to dissipate. Guidance, on the other hand, the opening is like the version of the perfume which is like super strong, which also can be a little irky because it's quite overwhelming, but this one also subsides quite a bit. It's a little sharp in the opening, which is why I was just thinking, like, why did this perfume become that popular, right? But wait for it. I know why it became popular, because once it mellows down, it's such a beautiful fragrance. It's one of those perfumes that smell like a fairy tale, a romantic fairy tale. It has this very mysterious vibe. You know, I don't want to give it to a celebrity. I want to give this perfume to, for example, a character. And I would give this to Catherine from Wuthering Heights. Oh my gosh. Like, I think guys, I keep joking about it that maybe I have like dementia or something. I know it's like a bad joke, but you know what? Sometimes I feel something is like really, really wrong with my brain. Like, things I shouldn't be forgetting, I'm like forgetting it like so fast. I don't know if it's something to do with my fibro fog, or because last night I had like a severe fibromyalgia attack. I mean, it was so bad. Right now, by the way, you can't see it, but I'm wearing those patch stickers for pain all over my body, especially because I can't lift my arm at all from this side. And this happened because I took Marcus for grooming yesterday, and I got so stressed out. When I came home, I just started like doing a lot of work, and I kept myself busy because I was like kind of like disturbed, and I wanted to just stay busy, and I overworked. So the combination of like a lot of stress along with like a lot of physical activity. Anyways, yeah, the fibro fog. Wuthering Heights. Okay, so this perfume smells like Catherine. I would give this to like Catherine from Wuthering Heights. This, on the other hand, I can still smell that wonky note that smells like something's gone bad. I'm not even joking. It smells like a perfume gone bad. Now, for it to actually reach the level where it will start smelling like Guidance, it's going to take it a good 30 to 40 minutes before it becomes exactly like Guidance. So let's just say that the dry down of Bayn Al Asrar is of Guidance, but it is I would not consider this as a proper dupe. Although, yeah, clearly it's trying to dupe Guidance. This and Bayn Al Asrar are very similar except for that note in Bayn Al Asrar in the opening that's disgusting. Like, I can't even bear it. I don't know if I've got a bad batch. Please tell me if you bought this one, if you also have that rotten, something has gone bad kind of thing in the beginning, like a rotten fruit or like a perfume gone bad. Now, I don't know if this needs maceration or not, but once it dries down, it's a beautiful fragrance. Now, another grief I have with this perfume is that it doesn't stay that long. It'll stay maximum 6 to 7 hours. Guidance, on the other hand, more than 24 hours. So clearly, when you're paying the price for Guidance, you're getting like very, very good quality. It's Amouage at the end of the day. So you can only expect like pro level work with Amouage, right? Bayn Al Asrar, as expected, the price is like dirt cheap. It's like, again, like around $35. Actually, I think it's around $45. But it's definitely a nice perfume. I just don't like that little one note which smells bad and then it keeps reducing. And in the dry down, it's going to feel beautiful. But the time it takes for you to reach that level where it is like, I can actually enjoy it, it takes a lot of time, you know. So that ick in the beginning of this perfume puts me off from like reaching for it. Now see, it's almost reached the dry down and they're smelling so alike. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, I like this perfume. Maybe after maceration it's going to become a 9 for me. But will I buy this perfume again? No. Will I think of buying Guidance full bottle or at least like a 50 ml, or if they come in a smaller size? I don't think they do. But I'll try to get it like in a smaller size, like a 30 ml or 50 ml if possible. What does this perfume smell like? It smells like a lot of florals. Opens like fruity, but again, it's like a lot of florals, but they're creamy florals. You know, the sandalwood, vanilla, it's very pronounced in this. So it opens very like, they're saying nashi pear, but it doesn't smell like pear to me. That weird fruit note, which is like off-putting in this, I don't know what that is. But then once it starts moving into the pink pepper along with like all the florals in this, it's beautiful. By the way, you can't make out any of the florals individually. They're saying there's jasmine sambac, which is the most indolic of all the jasmines, if I'm not mistaken. The teff rose, which is also like quite strong. It has a slightly nutty vibe, but not really like, okay, you know how hazelnut is not so nutty, right? Gives you that slight vibe of hazelnut along with the saffron, which makes the perfume super cold. And then you have your sandalwood, amber, vanilla and musk that makes it very, very creamy. So if you want a floral that's like creamy and slightly nutty, I would suggest like either buy Guidance or Bayn Al Asrar. Just be aware that Bayn Al Asrar, you need to really put up with it in the opening. The next one was something I was so excited for because the moment I saw this on their website, I kept following them. It kept showing out of stock, because it was not released or they had placed it on their website. This is the Cherry Bouquet by Afnan. First of all, again, the packaging. How beautiful is this bottle? And when you open it, the cherries inside. Do you remember the Mystique Bouquet? So this is the Cherry Bouquet. So all of this entire range is something bouquet, right? This, my friends, is a bang-on dupe for Lost Cherry. I know. Lost Cherry is like old now. Like it's like, oh my god, did we like stop duping that? But no. This, first of all, the bottle, oh my gosh, it's stunning. It's like a proper cherry color bottle. It's heavy. Like I've said like a million times, I love the way these bottles feel in the hand because when you hold it to spray it, it's like that perfect bottle to hold, and that pleasure you get of spraying this, it's insane. And the quality is just immaculate. When it comes to Afnan, their packaging is like stunning and I just love this beautiful bottle. The bottle shape does look like the Tiffany and Co kind of bottles, you know, but I just love the shape anyways. This, okay, it's been a while since I've smelled Lost Cherry, but it's such a unique fragrance. There's no denying or mistaking it. Bang on dupe. I am in love with this perfume. Okay, I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10 straight off the bat. 9 out of 10. Beautiful fragrance, but why am I giving it 9 out of 10? Because it's frankly, it's just duping another very, very popular fragrance. The top notes for this are black cherry and cherry liquor. Starts exactly like that, along with almond and sour cherry. So it's cherry. So there's black cherry, sour cherry, and cherry liquor, along with that almond note, which is very strongly present. And that's exactly what you get in the opening. Yeah, it's like a whole lot of cherry, but that cherry liquor, the sour cherry, black cherry, everything mixed together. Like think of it like being in a mortar and pestle, and like, you know, you're squishing it, and then you added some almond oil to it, or almonds, you know, whatever you want to think of. Then the middle notes hit, where you have plum, again very rich, very like juicy ripe plum, along with damask rose, which is the pink rose, jasmine sambac, and raspberry. Juicy, like my mouth is watering right now, it's that juicy. And then the base notes are clove. Mind you, the clove starts in the middle notes. So although it's listed as a base note, I can smell the clove through and through. Once that black cherry and everything bomb subsides, you can immediately start smelling the clove. Cedar, patchouli, vetiver, and vanilla. Amazing, guys, this perfume. So well rounded, very beautiful, very warm. Like you feel with the cloves, you can feel the heat in this perfume. And my gosh, look, like it's like that color. It's like color of passion, color of fire, like, you know, like very, very seductive, very attractive. I feel if you wear this perfume, just like Lost Cherry. Why was Lost Cherry so famous? You know, forget the burning cherry, blah blah. Everything else that came after, it's like, ugh, sucks. You know, this guy. I'll be wearing this perfume so much. And off late, everything Afnan has been releasing, for some reason, I've been loving them, right? And the fact that they actually mastered the formula, because so many brands have tried it. This one is exceptional. And the quality, the longevity from the get-go, it's insane. Projection, not kidding you, 4 to 5 feet. Like it projects very slowly, but it's going to move and fill up the room for you. Longevity, it's not going to go away. That because of that liquor, the cherry liquor and the clove especially, that warmth and that, you know, along with like a lot of vanilla and everything, that scent is going to stay on your skin for the rest of the day. By the way, it's like around $35 in UAE. I don't know how much it is being sold elsewhere, but in Dubai, I bought it for $35. And the celebrity I want to give this to, this is going to be interesting because, by the way, this can be a unisex, yeah? The other two are very, very feminine, but this one can be a proper unisex because I can see Ali pulling this off as well and myself as well. I want to give this to a celebrity who is a woman. Although it's a unisex, I don't want to associate this just because of all the different types of cherry. I feel this would be a more of a seductive woman. And I'm getting very, very, very tempted to give this to Megan Fox. Although Megan Fox, I've reserved Lamsat Hari for her, which is also like a cherry cola kind of fragrance. And that was like her in Jennifer's Body. This one, let's give it like a little bit more mature Megan Fox. Still very fiery, still very like sexy, like attractive and everything. That kind of vibe of Megan Fox. Dark hair, like, you know, modern day Aphrodite. Like, I think she's very beautiful, by the way. So, stunning perfume. Next, we have two perfumes that I received as PR, and of course, they are from Khadlaj. It seems the only brand that actually wants to send me perfumes is Khadlaj. No, that's not true. The other brands also send me perfumes. Not as much as Khadlaj. They pamper me like crazy. I love their team. They work with a lot of influencers, and because they are like, you know, they're not like new, but they have been trying to get into the international market recently. They've been doing a lot of their promotions and everything, right? So that's why they have been using a lot of influencers to spread the word. And I'm very happy to be a review for them because their perfumes are... Now this one is from their sister brand. Not sister brand, but it's a part of the Khadlaj perfumes. This is the Lafidi collection. And this is the Lafidi brand. Let's just call it a sub-brand. And then you have this collection called Opera. And this one is the Rose Loch. And a lot of y'all were telling me to review this perfume, and I'm so happy they sent this to me. So it opens like that. It's beautiful. And the bottle is again one of those bottles that I want to touch my face on. It's soft. You know, it feels like marble, but I don't know. It feels like gold to the touch and doesn't feel like glass. I don't know what it's made of, this bottle, but you know, even the sound. Now they have two from the range. So you have the Rose Loch and then you have Noir Loch. Opera, yeah, and literally I feel this is like yin and yang. Even the colors, check this out, like, doesn't it look like yin yang, you know? And I'll tell you exactly why I feel this is like a proper yin yang perfume. Now let's review them one at a time and not like mix them up and confuse you guys. The Rose Loch is a fruity floral. Of course, it's not listed on Fragrantica yet, and the price is around $35. This okay, think of La Nuit Tresor, the new version, mixed with Montal's Candy Rose, It is the raspberry lychee done in a different way. It's a little candy-ish. It's very girly girl. This is, it also kind of reminds me, if I have to think of a Middle Eastern perfume, it reminds me of Silky Rose, Mohra Silky Rose. And you know how much I love that perfume. This is a more sophisticated version of Silky Rose. The top notes for this are raspberry, lychee and pear. Middle notes of rose, cedarwood, fruits, sugar. And the base notes of vanilla, patchouli and musk. Now, first of all, the packaging did it for me because the perfume, if this was like pink, I would think this perfume is pink. But for some reason, they made this bottle as white. And now I don't know why in my head, I think of white roses. What comes in my head is just white roses, like a place which is full of white roses, like a wedding or something. And you know, all the bridesmaids are wearing this perfume over there. And the whole ambience is like created for like the entry of the bride, but the setup is like smelling like this. It's not duping anything, by the way. This is not like a duped perfume at all. It's reminding me of La Nuit Trésor, first of all. It's reminding me of The Favorite by Penhaligon's, and it's also reminding me of Candy Rose by Montal. It kind of is in that genre of like pink florals, but in a very fresh way because it has the lychee and raspberry, which gives that effervescency, pink champagne kind of vibe, you know. It's super sweet, by the way, because of the vanilla, because of the fruit sugar. The musk is also in it, you know, everything all mixed together. The patchouli, thank God, is not like disturbing it too much, but it's just giving it that little sophistication that it needed for it to be elevated. So I'm telling you, it smells quite a bit like Silky Rose, but it's just very, very elevated. It just smells more thought over. Like, is that the right thing to say? Like, as if they put like a lot of mind into it and created this. They wanted like a fresh version of a rose, which is effervescency, and people will not think of rose being heavy, Middle Eastern, because this doesn't smell Middle Eastern at all. The three notes that dominate this perfume, like from the beginning till the end, I would say it's like lychee, rose and raspberry in equal proportion. So one is not overpowering the other. They all are there in a good unison. And then it has like that vanilla in the base along with the musk, which is like keeping it like a little warmer, a little bit more creamier, and then you have the patchouli in the base, which is just grounding it like really well. I love it. I love it. This is for like $35. I would give this a 10 out of 10. It's a very, very, very stunning fragrance. If you guys know how obsessed I'm with Silky Rose, it's there in all the videos. This is going to make an appearance like that everywhere now because it's so, so stunning. And thank you everybody who suggested it. If Khadlaj had not sent this to me, I would have bought it myself as well because it was just appearing everywhere on my feed, people suggesting, buy it, you're going to love it. Especially in videos where I was specifically mentioning Silky Rose, people were like, listen, you're going to love this perfume. And I agree, I am in love. 10 out of 10. By the way, this is super feminine, right? Spring, summer. The projection is like a good 3 to 4 feet and the longevity I would say is like around 7 to 8 hours. And the celebrity I gave this to, her name is a little, it's Nicola Colin as Penelope from Bridgerton. Immediately, I smelled this perfume and her picture came in mind. You know, for some reason I just thought of her. Maybe not wearing those colorful clothes, maybe wearing something very, very subtle, but that actress came to my mind. So that's Opera Rose Loch. I am not French, so I don't know if I'm butchering that. Now, the next one is the Noir Loch, which again opens up the same way. Ta-da! It's pretty. And then you have the same perfume but in black. And it is so matte. Like the black is like such a black, right? Have you seen a bottle this black? It's really black. And that's why I feel this is yin and yang. Look at that. Like, come on. And you know what? When I spray this perfume, now this range is what I expect from Khadlaj, you know. I'm being selfish, okay, because these are the kind of perfumes, that dark goth perfumes that I like wearing. And this is just that. It's a goth perfume. I wish I had received this before I had made my vampire perfumes thing, because this Akasha, again, I had given her Amethyst when I had made the vampiric perfumes video. It was Akasha, Alia, who had played her, but the character Akasha. If I had smelled this perfume before, I would have given this to her instead of Amethyst, because this is so appropriately her. This is an amber woody fragrance, okay? Now, when I'm going to describe this, you might think of me mentioning something very gloomy and dark. Now, the top notes for this are blackcurrant and water notes. But what I smell right off the bat is blackcurrant and rose, which are really dark. Like the blackcurrant is like overripe, The rose is like the darkest rose, darkest red rose that you can find, and they all are damp and somehow like really gloomy and dark. And when I say damp and dark, I don't mean like a dungeon kind of way. I'm thinking of more of like where a vampire would kind of live, like poshy place, but it's dark and a little like, I don't know, like that damp feeling comes to me. Why? Because there's water notes in it, and that water note is so prominent. And I think that makes this perfume, because if that note was not there, this perfume would have been your average blackcurrant agarwood kind of thing, which would be like a berry agarwood fragrance, just another one, you know. But that water note in this. Heart note is rose, cyclamen, narcissus, jasmine, sambac, absolute. So these are like really strong smelling florals. But you don't smell them that strongly. And I'll tell you why. Because in the base note, they're even stronger notes. You have agarwood, patchouli, incense, benzoin, and caramel. I died. I smelled this perfume. I died and I went to perfume heaven. I don't even know what to say. It smells damp, earthy, but beautiful damp, earthy. It's like Persephone to Hades. If you know the whole story of Persephone and Hades, this is like Hades' world when Persephone comes back into the... Okay, so if you don't know what Persephone and Hades is, very quickly, right? I don't want to like distract you. Penelope was like the daughter of Dimitri. Yeah, big whoop. I love Greek mythology. So Dimitri is like god of like weather, right? So she changes the weather. Her daughter is Persephone, and then Hades fell in love with her, kidnapped her, took her to the underworld. They got married and stuff, and Persephone lived happily with him. There's a complicated story, but I'm not going to get into the details of it. Now, they made a pact because she was kidnapped. Dimitri made a pact because Dimitri got pissed off, and she was like, it's going to be winter all the time. And then Zeus got involved, and he was like, you know what, do like half and half. So Persephone will come for 6 months and live up on the land, and then for 6 months she's going to go and live with Hades. So the 6 months she's on the surface, it's spring, summer, and when she goes to the underground, the weather changes from fall to winter. That's when Dimitri becomes sad and the weather changes. Ultimately, the base notes kick in. So you have very incensey agarwood, patchouli, which is like strongly earthy. I cannot emphasize more how earthy this perfume is. It's damp and earthy. So it's not for the faint-hearted. Guys, if you like goth perfumes, if you like vampiric fragrances, if you like these deep, dark, mysterious fragrances, because this is definitely very deep, very dark, this reminds me of one perfume. When I had smelled that perfume, I had not liked it. And I thought it was absolutely insane that a perfume existed at that price. Okay? And that was Louis Vuitton's Mattia Noir. And this is duping that perfume. I can say for sure that this is the same perfume. But I had hated this perfume when I smelled it as a sample with Louis Vuitton. But I don't know why. I feel maybe it's a price, or maybe because it came to me for free. I think it's a beautiful fragrance, and I don't know, maybe I've changed my mind because I clearly remember smelling that perfume and I was not very happy with it. But when I'm smelling it now, maybe I can get a sample and smell them side by side. Why I did not like Mattia Noir? Maybe it was just the shock that it was that expensive, and probably I was expecting I don't know, some sort of miracle. But this is how a Noir perfume should smell like. It's stunning. It's mysterious. It's dark, deep, very, very intriguing. Like, you wear this perfume, people will want to get to know you better. They'll want to follow you. You'll end up getting stalkers and stuff. I'm not kidding. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's a little bit intimidating, and I would tell you that this is a unisex because a man or a woman can pull this off. Of course, as a woman, I keep thinking of how it would smell on me, right? But then at the same time, I think, would Ali wear this? Ali will not wear this perfume because he's not into incensey agarwood fragrances. He just does not like it. It's not his vibe. He likes fresher perfumes, right? The Middle Eastern vibe in this is high. It's on full throttle. It cannot get more Middle Eastern than this. It's insane. So is the projection, which is around 5 to 6 feet. It's crazy. It's gonna project very slowly again, but it's gonna fill up the room, and it's beautiful. Longevity, 24 hours. Not joking. This perfume, if you don't wash it off, it's not gonna come off of you. Thanks to the agarwood and incensiness. By the way, the agarwood, don't freak out. It's not banyadi. It's not oudi, or poopy or anything like that. This is a cold, damp, earthy agarwood, which is stunning. 10 out of 10. Again, this perfume is hands down 10 out and $35. Really, the quality, it's I love this. I love this so much, guys. I am obsessed that how I have not like thought of getting Lafidi perfumes myself, because I guess I'm like I keep receiving PRs from Khadlaj. Like every month I receive like 2 perfumes at least and I review them for you guys. I do hauls, but I'm not like only insisting on just showcasing hauls and bombarding you guys with like new perfumes and So this haul was like I feel it was very successful because all the perfumes I really liked it. Yes, Bayn Al Asrar needs to chill a bit, and I think that bad smell will go away. Eclaire needs to like macerate a little bit more, and then maybe wait. Did I give the celebrity to? Yeah, I did, Akasha. Uh, my foggy brain is messing up in this video big time. I think you can see even my eyes. I feel like I'm not being able to focus on the lens. I'm looking here and there. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking I'm doing that and I'm not. Eclaire, like it needs to macerate and get better. It's definitely a beautiful scent, but would I always wear it? No, it's a very selective scent. Okay, you want to smell like toffee? That's it. You want to smell like toffee? You wouldn't want to smell like toffee all the time. It'll be like occasional, right? This is occasional. I thought the cherry bouquet insane, and so were these two, the yin and yang. And now you know why I said yin and yang, because this is like Dimitri, Hades, and Persephone in between. Now I wanted to show you one more thing, guys, because the moment I had sprayed this, because of course I got PR and I was super excited, so I started spraying all the perfumes I got in it. And these two perfumes mixed together created something which I have not smelled in a very long time, and it literally smells like Dior Miss Sherry opening. If you remember the original Dior Miss Sherry, I don't know, they discontinued it because there's some ingredient in it which is like not available anymore or something like that. I don't know. When these two were mixed together, I mean, I didn't intentionally mix them, but I had sprayed them on different blutters, on both sides of my hand, on my clothes, on either side, so I can like smell it like properly. And I keep feeling like I'm smelling Dior Miss Sherry, and I was like, why? And which one of these two is smelling like that? Neither. When I smell them individually, I was like, not. But when it gets mixed together, just the opening, I'm not saying it's a dupe, yeah? Just the opening, if you miss that Dior Miss Sherry opening, gives me that. And both of these together just gives this one little bit more freshness, and it gives this one a little bit more depth. So I would say like the bride and groom would be wearing both of these and coming and walking into that bridal setup, the wedding setup that I told you about. Guys, this was such a good haul. I feel, oh my gosh, like, for a change, I'm not like feeling like, oh my gosh, I wasted so much money and all that. And I am going to try and release another haul, if not this week, then the next week, because again, it's full of some new perfumes, which I've been meaning to review and I've just not done it. So just hold on, yeah? I hope you guys like this review. Please let me know if you've tried any of these. Please let me know if Asrar is gonna get better. Tell me what you think of Eclaire. Do you think it's like a proper dupe for Bianco Latte? Because I did think it's like a proper dupe, but because Bianco Latte is like so much better in terms of longevity, I just felt Eclaire is something which was not all that, Of course, the Cherry Bouquet, please tell me if you have used it. I know it's very new, so probably not reached anywhere else except for the UAE. And the Opera, I feel it's been there in the market for a long time. So let me know what you think of these as well. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Until then, bye.